Well, Atlantic Beach locals are fighting to save a storied scout troop headquarters. And here to tell us about it is Frank Tappin, former Troop 37 Scoutmaster in Atlantic Beach. Good morning, Frank.
Good morning.
And Danielle Giovannucci, I think I've got, the troop's Youth Advancement Chair and Director of the fundraising effort. Good morning.
Thanks for having us, Ann.
How'd I do?
Wonderful.
Okay, great. So, first of all, Frank, can you start just kind of what is the history of this building? What's so special about it?
Well, it was built the best we can figure in like 1938 to 1940, and it was built specifically for the Scout Troop 37.
Hmm.
Um, there's very few Boy Scout troops that have their own building. I mean, the building is owned by the church, but it was built for the Scout Troop.
You say by the church. Not everybody's familiar where this is and what it looks like. So, where is it located?
The official address is 150 Sherry Drive, Atlantic Beach, Florida. The property's pretty good size, so the Scout Hut is actually behind the McDonald's. It's on Sturdivant.
It's around the corner, yeah.
It's around the corner. It's in the
Yeah.
back part of the property.
Yeah.
But
And this kind of walking inside of it is a different experience. It is, I mean, some of the wood on this interior, it's kind of an all wooden interior, was, I think, salvaged from another historic site. Can you tell us a little bit about just kind of how it presents and how you first encountered it many years ago?
sure, yeah, I remember. The salvage part you're talking about is the floor. It's a maple floor, and it came from the old Jacksonville Library. No, excuse
Post
me,
office.
post office. Thank you. Which was torn down prior to 1938. And somehow they got the wood to do the floor. The inside of the building is tongue and groove cypress. The walls are, the ceiling is, it's a cathedral ceiling with open frame trusses. And I was a scout there when I was young. I walked into that building for the first time in the summer of 1974. And it was like, wow, this is really cool. So
And you came back as a scoutmaster. Your son also
I
was a
I
scout?
came back as a scout parent.
Okay.
My oldest son became a scout in 2008, and then they asked me to take over as scoutmaster somewhere around 2010, 2011. I'm not sure which year
Okay.
it was.
Can you tell us a little bit about the kind of current status of the building in terms of where it is, what repairs are needed, and why you all are undertaking this fundraising effort now?
Absolutely. Well, I mean, the inside is absolutely glorious. It's stunning, and people don't expect it when they see the outside because the outside is sad. That's pretty bad. So it needs just about everything: siding, roofing, bathrooms. It's just fallen into disrepair over many years. But the troop is coming back. There are a lot of parents who've grown from a couple of kids, a low around COVID, up to many dozens of families now that are part of the programs, and so it's expanding. And I think part of the expansion is the joy of the building in part, but also the values that I think a lot of people are searching for in institutions and certainly with our youth.
And so you've undertaken, I mean, there was a fundraising effort that started a couple of years ago, wasn't
Um,
super successful.
right.
So
Yeah.
what is kickstarting this new initiative and like money wise, what's the goal?
Right. Well, the goal is $250,000 to be able to restore. Not we don't want to dramatically change it, other than fix up what's there. Obviously, we want to keep the glory of the inside and repair the outside so that it lasts for more generations. The original start was kind of, we needed a bit of money. We thought people would turn out, and we didn't do much about it. We're not fundraisers. And then this past year, we really took it on and said, we need to do this and we need to get the community involved. And that was stimulated in great part by having a lot of great people around who said, this is an amazing thing. We should really save this. And the Atlantic Beach City Commission, mayor, and a number of mayors in the area of Jack's Beach, and of course, Mayor Deegan, have all recognized the place publicly, and actually the city commission has as well. And that's the kind of thing that really got us stimulated and helped us move forward, and people being aware of it. Because when we have tens of thousands of people who've benefited from a scouting program in the
Yeah.
area, and so we're hoping that they come out. We're hoping that when they realize what we're trying to do, save a rare historic piece of Florida Florida's legacy, that they'll contribute if they've had value from the program, and I think many of them have.
And so this event, it was last week, I guess, it was
We
5 mayors that were kind of
Yes.
participating?
Yeah,
Tell us about that.
shocking, yeah. Uh, that all very different, perspectives, but all agree on the values that we're trying to have. We're trying to help good kids become great kids is one of our slogans. And they came out in support of what we're doing and have publicly expressed their desire to have this really go forward. And so they've done that by making donations, some of them themselves, by being part of this process, by getting us involved with Rotary and the Daughters of the American Revolution. And we've just got a lot of organizations that are now beginning to really step up when they realized what was happening, including local businesses.
So, Frank, a lot of people will think this is like a Boy Scout troop facility, but this has been home to Cub Scouts and Brownies and Girl
Girl
Scouts.
Scouts,
It's kind of a equal opportunity scout.
explorers, adventure crews. Yes,
Yeah. And so it is not, I guess, a gendered facility. It is open to
oh,
all that operate out
correct.
there.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. The Boy Scouts now are open to boys and girls. So we
Sure.
have, through this guy and the current Scoutmaster, they have formed a new Girl Scout troop, which is Troop 9037.
Okay.
Um, so we feel pretty fortunate that way.
What are you able to I mean leverage in terms of, are there grants out there? Are there historic I mean, we've just been talking for this whole previous segment about.
Dan has been working very hard on getting a grant from the state. Let me let
Tallahassee.
him.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, we're hoping if the governor's listening, that we're
He's a
hoping he.
big fan, I know.
I bet
So,
that the current budget, the budget that's coming up for 26, there are a lot of historic preservation grants, and we met all the hurdles. We went through everything and passed the test of the historic commission to get a grant to help us do the outside in a historically appropriate way, which is what we'd like to do. And so we've got that, but the budget isn't clear whether there'll be a budget or not.
how
We'll know
much
that in
money
July.
would that
That would be
comprise?
140,000.
Okay.
Yeah,
And how far would that get you?
pretty far, pretty far. But we're still looking for a few, sound donors. We have a few that we think are quite interested. We're gonna have a huge bronze plaque recognizing how the community supported this process. To be honest, I'd rather have a lot of local people support it than one big grant. Yes, it's a lot easier to get one big grant, no question. But when you have local people supporting it, that's the longevity. That's the next generation, and I think that's what we want. We want people to recognize, wow, this is helping all of our kids be great kids. These are the leaders of tomorrow.
I can see that a place like this would have a lot of kind of memorabilia and,
Oh yeah.
cool old pictures and stuff. Are you using any of that to, kind of create the story of this or assist in the fundraising at all? Are you making t-shirts and postcards and that kind of stuff?
Well, we haven't done that, but
That's a
that's a good
great
idea.
idea.
I can
There
join
is
your team.
You're on the team.
All right.
there is one picture. There's two pictures in there from like the first group of boys who were scouts, and one of the boys in there, is the father of my best man,
Huh.
Fred Coney Allen, and he was also a teacher at Fletcher Senior High School for probably 30 years. You know, so yeah, there's some serious history
Some
coming through
history.
there.
We've got an email from Elizabeth. She just says, as both a parent and a professor of education, I greatly appreciate, especially in this day and age when screens, technology, and social media have an ever increasing presence in our children's lives, that in Scouts, boys and girls connect with each other and the natural world around them in authentic ways. We're going to have to leave it there, but we will have a link to your efforts on our website. And we appreciate you both being here. Dan, Frank, thanks so much.
Thank you,
Thank
Ann.
you.
Appreciate it.
All right.